Go. I like this class better with the long sword.
Look at this.
How did you do the? Oh, that's cool. Do it. It's good. No, you should fight that way. You should fight this way. Yeah, go it. Because he's got armor, so it's actually better this way. Hello, number ones. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking.
Hello, this is Sal from You Better Call Sal.
So here we are today, and we are going to try a game called Mordhau. I think I've just butchered the pronunciation because it's German.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you speak German?
No. That is good.
You do then?
No, just
this. I do know a phrase in German as well. Is "Du bist kein Deutscher, du bist ein Schwein."
Ich liebe dich.
There you go. Do you love me?
I love you.
You see, I know German. No, I don't. But anyways, first off, we would like to start by saying that I really, sincerely, profoundly, yes.
Would you let me hear how a Cockney will sound pronouncing Mordhau?
It's like Mordhau. I think you need to pronounce
how
the
would
H.
A Cockney
Pronounce Mordhau.
That's fantastic.
Mordhau.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean Cockneys. You know, for Cockneys, H's are decorations.
Oh, okay.
You don't pronounce them. Nobody needs them. Anyways, I'm not Cockney, so it's a Mockney accent. Mockney. It's like when a person. Anyways, what are we talking about? Right. First off, I sincerely, profoundly, deeply apologize. For the audio quality or lack thereof, because unfortunately this is not a normal setup for my channel, and this area is not soundproofed. I have no soundproof panels, and that's because I still haven't really invested on this. But if this sort of videos you like these, then I could invest a little bit of money, maybe soundproof it a little bit and avoid this echo.
Why not?
Yeah, now you just have to imagine that I'm the Pope or something. When you speak in church.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
Pope Metatron.
Pope Metatron, yes, that's right.
Sounds good. All right, so the game Mordhau. It's a medieval game. It's very similar to Chivalry. Mm-hmm. By the way, the subscribers have corrected my pronunciation. They always thank you for this, but it's actually Chivalry, not Chivalry.
Right,
it's
Chivalry. Wow.
Like when you say chandelier or Chicago.
That's right.
Some words in English have a sh. Yeah. Whatever.
That's crazy.
So, Mordhau, it's a very good game, and it's like Chivalry, but it's much more historically accurate, and now we're going to have a look at it. So just let me start the software, if you don't mind. Open broadcast. There we go. It took me forever to understand how to make this software work.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. There you go. We are live. So, as you can see already, we've got a very good-looking knight. He's a good man, isn't he?
Yeah, very nice armor.
Very nice armor. And I think the historical accuracy of the equipment is the first thing that really struck me. I mean, something that looks good. But just to let you know, lads, let's have a look at the settings, because my computer, I can't really say it's not a gaming computer. The thing is that it was a gaming computer 4 years ago.
Right.
But, in 4 years, things change. So, I've got a 4K screen, but I can't use 4K. If I push 4K, we get like 3 frames per second. It becomes like pictures,
Very slow.
No.
Too
so
slow.
we're going to work on full HD. And also, as you can see, I can't put everything. I put texture quality in ultra, but I had to remove completely shadow, because I think it's the most demanding thing for video games. As far as CPU is concerned, I think so, but of course there will be experts correcting me if that's wrong. But I noticed that if I remove shadow, it helps. And in indirect shadow, so I click this, my computer is going to insult me. Like literally, it's going to be, "What are you doing, you motherfucker?" That's going to be a beep here.
Of course.
So yeah, post-processor, we're not playing at the best, so the graphics you're going to see here now, they're not top. Anyways, armory. This is the fun part of this game, and on this video you're going to have a historical evaluation. You're going to have a look at the equipment, the armor, the weapons, the classes. For the gameplay footage, you're going to go to his channel, where the second part of this video will be released, and you'll see us actually fight, die, get a bit of combat and action, because that's how it is. I mean, it's all my gameplay footage goes onto his channel, so please make sure to subscribe. Link in the description below.
Thank you.
So the first thing, I'd like to hear what you think, Sal, but as you can see there are...
Well, so you were saying that it is possible to customize...
Absolutely, yeah. The game allows you to customize everything, and as far as I understand, at least for the alpha at the moment, it's similar to Mount & Blade, but different in a way, because in Mount & Blade you've got a certain amount of money, and you're going to need to spend it, and so of course you can, maybe if you get a very good weapon, you're not going to get a very good armor. Here, it seems like you can do anything you want. You can have your warrior look however you want. I don't know if it's a feature because of it's alpha, or if it's always going to be like this. I personally appreciate it.
Right.
No, I like it.
Like to me, for what I see now, it's just fantastic. Like the armor, like looks really well made. It looks somewhat real to me.
No, it is real.
And so I mean
look at the breastplate. Here you can already see that these people know what they are doing, because as you can see, it has the shape of a dome.
Yeah.
It's not flat, and that's because that's how most historically accurate breastplates were. But not only talking about full plate, but also talking about sometimes even like brigandines or early sort of, you got these in between, like the very late brigandines in the medieval warfare. And I think we have it. We can see it. So let's go to torso. Brigandine. There you go. Now you can see early brigandines. They have a little bit the same concept of shape, because late brigandines, because these are more similar to how plate is, and there are also other examples like this. But anyways,
it's very accurate.
It's accurate
very
because if it's not like this and a weapon hits the surface, like this way, the force would be sort of dispersion. I think maybe I just made up a word in English, not sure. But if it were flat, you could feel everything.
Like
there.
thrusting will be easier. Like
pretty much, absolutely. Thrusting here, if you're not exactly in the center, it might dive off. So this is good.
Also for arrows, right?
Also for arrows, absolutely. Now, if you see what you see here, loadout is the sort of classes. Okay, you can choose, and now this is the Footman, but you can even change the name. You can call it like Muppet if you wanted to. I'm just saying that's
like
your class.
Egypt, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So now if we go to Royal Guard, you see it's like the actual full plate knight. And then you have, I really like the Templar. You can play as a Templar.
That's really nice.
The first thing, and you can customize it. So it can be a Templar, but if you want a flat top helmets for the Great Helm, you can. You can have loads of things historically accurate. Even I was actually quite amazed. Check this out. Look at the hands. You've got a lot of things in chainmail, mittens, Gothic gauntlet. But look at this. You've got the Wisby gauntlets. So even historical feints. And these are, apart from the fact that they look exactly like the real thing, I'm going to have like a little pop-up window picture here. You can see it looks exactly the same. But the Wisby gauntlets are not only they're exactly the same, they are sort of the first, one of the first, maybe it's actually the first archaeological find as far as actual plate armor for hands is concerned. But you see, the Visby battle, it was fought in 1361. In Sweden, if I'm not wrong. And a lot of people don't know this, but these are not gauntlets that you can date to 1361. These are gauntlets that you can date to the early 1300s. Right. And that is because in that battle, these gauntlets were dated old technology. So it's like, for example, you've got a Second World War battle with people still carrying First World War gear.
Like fighting with a Garand, for example.
Precisely.
It's not very precise as a weapon. I shot with
you shot with it,
yeah.
So, yeah, actually, he's got a video where he shoots with these guns, so that could be interesting. So basically, they were using 50-year-old, I think 50 or 60-year-old technology. So a lot of people see the Battle of Visby, it's like 1361, and they're like, so this is the sort of gauntlets. No, it's because a lot of those people, they weren't rich knights, so they couldn't afford the best technology. Anyways, the game allows you to customize everything. So let's customize our Templar first, and then we're going to customize other things. So the first thing you will notice is, for example, we can date these gauntlets to, we said, early 13th, 1300, early 14th century. What that means is that the mail and the rest of the look is, there is a huge gap between, for example, these gauntlets and the mail he's wearing, which looks like maybe 11th or 12th century.
Right.
So and I think it's good. It's not something that I am not happy about, because if they had fixed the game into a specific era, like for example 11th century, then you could only use 11th century technology.
Right.
Maybe you like 11th century knights, but I like 15th century knights. So who are you going to make happy? Right. So
this way they're making everybody.
Because you can go from early, I think 11th century knights, all the way up to the Landsknecht, and you can even I murdered that word, I know I did, and like even 16th century gear, I think even 17th century stuff. So you choose what you want. So let's have a look at this. For example, the peasant cap. Probably not. We're not going to see everything. We're going to see the most interesting one. Spanish kettle. Sorry, look at this. This is good. This is the kettle hat.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Also in paintings.
I think it's the 12th century sort of helmet. We also have for the head, for example, let's have a sallet visor up. Look at this. It's a sallet without a bevel, but you can actually have the bevel. Let me show you. If you go to neck, you can customize everything. You can put a gorget. Okay, so his neck is protected. Of course, here we are already like in late 4th. I want to say early 15th century to late 15th century. But if we can do something more interesting, like for example, where is the bevel? Let me see, because I know there is a bevel, but maybe not for the Templar. I don't know if they change actually. No, it's. I think it's everyone has the same gear. You see, you've got the bevel, so it's like a bit protected, and then if you can find the bassinet, visor down heavy. Let's see the bassinet. Look at this. Now, of course, you shouldn't wear the bassinet with the bevel, but you can if you want.
You can. Wow.
So at the end of the day, yeah, you can do whatever you like, and it's kind of cool. So let's remove this because it looks disgusting with the bevel. I don't like it. But for example, we can put a gorget. That makes more sense. And our Templar now is more like if we start putting on plates, he's going to look like late 14th century. So that's what we want to do. So let's go to the torso, and we go for, at the moment he's got chainmail. Unfortunately, they didn't call it, it should be called mail. Right. It shouldn't be called chainmail. But the reason why they choose chainmail, I think it's not because they don't know. They obviously know. They know a lot of things. I know they do. I think they do. It's because the masses. That's what they call it. So if they see mail, they're gonna like what? Yahoo. What's that? Right. So Hotmail. So Gothic plate. Boom. Fantastic. And now 15th century, mate. So yeah, he's looking good. So let's remove the wispy gauntlets. Got the Gothic gauntlets. You see now starting to look.
You can spend all day here, like playing with this.
I will. No, literally, I will.
Fantastic.
Check this out. Now we have got actual plates. Yeah, I think it's 15th century because you also got everything like front and back. Looking good already. Now the legs, gonna work on the legs a little bit. So we're gonna do. Let's see. How about lance connect? How do you read this word, anyways? Probably not. There's nothing to do.
I give up.
No, I give up. Gothic leggings. Yeah. Now this is one handsome fella. Look at this. Torso, shoulders. He's got a short mantle because he was the Templar. Gothic pauldrons, I think, is much better. Yeah. Now, how about we wear a sallet? Let's go for a sallet.
Let's go for a sallet.
Because you know what? I'm not a big fan of bassinets. Particularly these ones here with this sort of visor.
How could they breathe?
No, they could.
They could because of the holes in there?
Yeah, because of the hole. But of course, breathing is one of the problems with helmets. So in actual medieval iconography, what we see is that they would often raise the visor. Right. And this is why these sort of 14th century technology was much better if compared to great helms. Because a great helm, you've got to remove the thing.
Oh yeah, that's
this,
right.
You can just raise up the visor, have a look around, breathe a little bit, nice fresh air, and then close it up again. But it did happen that, for example, there is the Battle of, what is it called? The one with the Agincourt, the Battle of Agincourt. It's one of the most famous battles.
And you made a video about it.
I made a video about it, link in the description below. That battle there, which is like a very important battle because you got Englishmen with longbow against French cavalry, chivalry basically, and it's a victory for the English. And interestingly enough, most of the wounds during that battle were in the face of knights, French knights, when they were raising the visor.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's important. It's an important thing to say because first off, it means that they were raising up the visors. That's the first thing that we learn. And secondly, we see that full plate armor, French full plate armor, was strong enough to resist
all the blows from.
Not really the blows, but the because that's obvious, but the actual bows, longbow. Because a lot of people say the English won that battle. It means the English longbow is superior to full plate armor, but actually I don't look at it this way. There are a lot of other factors that played into the win.
Maybe the very fact that they were removing the helm, like
the visor.
The visor, sorry, would enable them to die. Out of when they were attacked by the arrows.
Oh yeah. They were wounded like this. A guy lost teeth, that sort of stuff. But they did it because maybe they thought, that they were out of range, and instead they weren't. Anyways, let's check out another helmet. Barbutes are kind of cool. They are cool helmets. Look at this. Like, this is very similar to For Honor, for those of you who know the game. But let's see what else we've got.
What about the cross? Why do we have like the cross there? Like, see on the...
Yeah, you can choose it as a way of, decorating your helmets is
like
something that they
thing?
did. It's a personal thing. So of course, it also provides ventilation. So it's another way to give you ventilation. And if you notice, only the right side has got the hole, and the left side is solid. And this is not random. It's not like because this looks good. It's because if you're let's say that I'm fighting against this guy, and I'm right-handed most likely. If I'm right-handed, my attacks will go to his left side. So this is why left side is solid, right side has got the ventilation part.
Right.
That's how it works.
Also, if you're like right hand, if you're holding the shield with the left hand,
you are already protecting. Yeah, absolutely. So Salit. Let's go for Salit. Boom. Now this is amazing. I love the underbite of the Salit when it's closed down, but now we should put the bevel back.
It looks somewhat like futuristic in a way.
Sort of, yeah. I think. You know why?
Because they copied from.
No. Because if you look at Star Wars and Darth Vader, he's in between a Salit and a German helmet of World War II. It's like an in-between. That's how they created Darth Vader, and also samurai. Actually, more samurai than Salit. Salit is what's inspired of medieval Salits, particularly German Salits, because German Salits are the ones with a long tail. If it's Italian, it's rounded, it's smaller. Venetians, because the Salit is originally an Italian helmet, not a German helmet. It became universal in Germany, but it's originally an Italian helmet.
Made in Italy.
Oh yes, made in Italy. And you know what's inspired? The firefighters.
Yeah, I thought so. I think you told me that before. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really interesting.
So now let's go to the neck. And let's wear the bever. Do you see it? Where is the bever? Collar bever. Boom. Very nice. I wish this bever was closer to the face, though.
Yeah, that's right. I agree.
Let me see if you can. I think you can. Maybe you can do it. Let me see. Foot soldier, got gentleman strap. I think you can though, because I did it. It's just for some reasons. Now I don't know. Ooh, probably not. Gambus on open collar, that's really cool. Loads of customization.
And you can spend hours here, like customizing your character.
Literally. So anyways, this is a knight, and I think it looks majestic. But basically, this is the Templar. This is how we made the Templar. And of course, when you wear heavier armor, your character will move slowly. When you wear lighter armor, your character will have more mobility, sort of. The only thing that kind of drives me nuts is that if you look at, because I love this game and I'm grateful for the studio for giving me the key and everything, and I will be playing with Matt Easton from Scholar Gladiatori. He also got a key, so we will play together. But one thing I also need to say, the things that I don't agree with, and it sort of drives me nuts, that chainmail is considered to be medium armor. Now Gambison being light, yes, absolutely. Chainmail being medium, I mean, my friend Ian Laspina from Knight Errant channel, he's got a late 14th century full plate armor, and he also wears mail underneath. The heaviest component of his set is mail.
Okay.
So the idea of mail being medium and plate being heavy, actually, no. It's just the plate is complete. It's full, and mail and more advanced. And mail can cover your entire body as well, depending on what century you're looking at. But in terms of weight, actually, and even mobility, believe it or not.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because, for example, when mail is not perfectly tailored, your leg mobility, if you have a long hauberk, is also going to be it's going to be hindered by mail somewhat. So mail is not medium armor. I'm sorry. Mail is heavy. It's heavy. Not heavy meaning that you can't move. You can run, you can jump, you can do push-ups, absolutely. But it is
heavier than plate.
It's heavier, depending, but yeah, it can be. It can be. If you only wear plate and you only wear mail, they're very similar. Sometimes mail can be heavier. So that's that. But apart from that, I think it's fantastic. Now,
it looks great.
There are other loadouts. So you already have, the loadout is not just the armor, it's also the weapons. Now with the Templar, this is the weapon of the Templar, okay? And you can customize it. But I want to have a look at another loadout, and it's the loadout of the Footman. The Footman has got sword and shield. Now, you can customize it. Let me show you.
This one looks a little bit like your sword.
This one looks exactly like my sword.
Yeah, that's right.
Apart from the green, and that's because I customized it this way. Well, not exactly, because my sword is more as a straight quillens. But I think we have them. There you go. Now it's my sword. The pommel as well, in case you want to throw it, and you can. In this game, you can throw pommels. Yeah, wow. They based it on Scalagrim, so they know us.
So you can end rightly.
You can end people rightly.
Yeah,
it's It's great. So the handle, you can customize it as well. You can customize the colors. By the way, let's make it black so it's exactly like my real sword. There we go. I'll just remove the secondary colors if possible. No, you can't. Okay, that's it. So that's that. Very nice.
Fantastic.
You can change the blade types. Let's show them a little. You see. Very nice. Oh, this is a good blade. Nice fuller.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice fuller. It's look at the actual real distal taper on the sword. How it becomes thinner towards the end. Like, this is properly made. It's not just one of those chunks of metal that they put on top of a handle. You know, it's properly made.
They put some hard work in it.
I think they did. Yeah. Now the secondary thing is the shield for this class, but it depends. And then you've got loads of shields. But you can even change stuff. So you can say, no, I want to play this class not with the shield and sword. I want to play with Zweihander. So two-handed massive sword. You know, the great sword.
Unbelievable.
You can do that.
Wow.
And another thing I like, you push longsword, and yeah, that's a longsword. You know, it's actually a longsword. So it's they know what they're doing. Bastard sword. You've got this one. I'm not sure if Snap Jelly would approve this one, but yeah, they don't have broadswords, which makes me happy. That's another big misunderstanding. When you say, you're gonna like this, when you say broadswords in games, it's basically what a longsword would be, or a bastard sword. But in reality, a broadsword is a one-handed sword. It's more like with a close guard. It's more like this. And it's Scottish.
Really?
It's a typical Scottish sword, and it has nothing to do with this sort of design. So I'm happy that they have been arming sword. You've got which is one-handed. You know, they've got everything. It's really well made.
Fantastic. Beautiful.
Yeah. In fact, actually, my sword is more of an arming sword, to be honest. I think. Yeah. You can change the skin. Look, there are loads of different possibilities. It's really cool. So now you can also have a tertiary thing, but. And carry something else with you. So you're like, I want to carry a poleaxe, because you never know. You know, you can do that. So really cool. So now that we have a look at some of the loaders. Let's see other things that we can choose, and then we can show some gameplay. How about that?
Yeah,
but anyways, the game is really well made. Let me go to armor, and also you can customize your character. Here, graphically speaking, I think they still need some work, but it's an alpha, so
right. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. I wanted to have long hair.
So you can change like hair, like everything.
You can, yeah. I think we should shave. Let's shave. Nice and shaven, yeah. Let's go back to armor. So now we've got this loadout, and we're gonna try a little bit of combat. I think maybe we can change. No, but I think this is pretty good for now. Maybe let's just change. Let's use the other guy. Which one is the one? The Templar we changed. And we didn't save. We gotta save.
Oh.
That's okay, no problem. We can go vanilla for now, but I want something for his hands. Let's
get protected.
Yeah,
let's get protection here.
Let's get protection. One thing about their hands. Look at the chainmail mittens. I'm not sure these are historically accurate, because as far as I know, 12th century male, the hands were covered most of the times. When you have 11th century male, then it's up to here. So Norman knights, but 12th century male, the entirety. But it's not like you wear a separated mitten. It's that you do have mitten style and individual gauntlet fingers, but they are all part of the mail.
Okay.
It's not something you wear. It's like the old part, and you have a cut in here, and you can get your hands out, and then you can put it back. Okay. But it's one piece. As far as I know, this is not really historically accurate. But if I'm wrong, and you know of an archaeological discovery about this, then let us know. But as far as I know, this would not be historically accurate. I would rather they let me just extend the mail from the wrist to this late 12th century.
What about the palm part here?
No, that's fine. That is fine. That's absolutely fine.
They would do that?
That one is fine. Yeah, you wouldn't really have metal this far. But yeah, that's that. Alright, noble ones, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content from the Metatron, more gameplay footage in his channel, and I hope to see you again soon for my next video. And remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye. That's a nice armor.